So Nicholas, welcome to Community Quotes. If I can have you say and spell your first and last name for us.
Yes, my name is Nicholas Lewis. That's NICHOLASLEWIS.
Very good. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having
Tell me
me.
a little bit about where you grew up and what it was like.
So I am originally from Youngsville, Louisiana. I grew up with sugar canes in the backyard. Me and my brothers, we would actually love to go after school and get a after school snack right in the backyard of the sugar cane field. So I'm from Youngsville, Louisiana. Growing up, it was a really great experience. I had a great childhood. I had a childhood any child should wish for. I was able to play. Every year we had a different trampoline because every year it broke.
Nice. So you were an outside kid.
Yes, ma'am. I was a very, very much so outside kid. I mean, being a guy from the country, I think being outside and active is something that we are kind of sort of accustomed to. So being involved and being able to be outside and in nature and actually having a great childhood, a childhood experience has definitely made me a better man.
Wow. That's nice to hear because you are so young, and you know, when you think about younger generations, you think about video games and the fact that they don't really experience going outside.
Exactly.
So it sounds like you had a really good experience growing up.
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
mentioned your brother. Do you have any other siblings?
I have two brothers, one older, one younger. I'm the middle of three.
What was that like?
It was me and my brothers, we have the closest relationship ever. Like as of to this day, I'm 25. My older brother is 26, and my younger brother is 24. So we're like step ladders. Yeah, so we're very close. And as of right now, currently, we still live together.
Okay, gotcha. And that's going well.
Yes, ma'am. It's going really well.
Do you ever fight?
Of course. I mean, why not? Of course, they work my nerves sometimes, but at the end of the day, I love them to death.
Sure. Sounds like you guys are a very close-knit group.
Yes, that's how our mother raised us. My mother, she grew up in a big family. She have 11 brothers and 3 sisters.
Oh,
so
you have a lot of cousins.
Yes, we are a really large family. And just having that relationship, like my mom, she always made sure, because her and her brothers and sisters were really close, she always made sure that us having a close-knit relationship was something that we always had, because she always pointed out that whenever that time comes and the God calls her to glory, she knows that we have each other, and that would give her her peace of mind in her final days.
She sounds like an outstanding woman.
She's a wonderful woman. I love her to death. She taught me everything that I know about being a decent human, as well as being a decent man. Yeah.
Wow. My mom. And Mother's Day is coming up. So
exactly.
give her a big hug and a kiss.
I definitely will.
Where did you go to school?
So I went in elementary school. I kind of sort of dibble and dabbled across across Lafayette and Lafayette Parish School. So elementary school, I attended Green Tea Elementary School, and then I attended Youngsville Middle for a couple of years. From Youngsville Middle, we moved to Lafayette, and when we moved to Lafayette, I attended MP Moss, before it was David Thibodeau, and after I graduated from MP Moss, I went on to Como High School, where I received my high school diploma, and from there, literally 2 weeks after my graduation, I went into college, and that was at Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana, where I earned my Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Nice. That's a very good school.
Yes, it really is, and I love how small it was. I had that one-on-one relationship with my professors, and literally I can get my phone, call my professor right now and be like, hey, Dr. Buckles, how are you doing?
Well, you know, since we're in the month of May, and actually this week is Teacher Appreciation Week, are there any teachers that you look back on in your life, whether it's elementary, high school, or college, that you want to say a thank you to, or that really touched you, or that you really learned a lot from?
Definitely.
Okay.
The first, I would have to say Miss Lizette Henderson. She taught me Spanish at Como High School, and she was a wonderful woman. Oh my God. She brought Challenge Day to Lafayette, and that day, literally, I watched how her bringing that event impacted not only me, but several of my classmates. Just the experience all in all, and her as a teacher was phenomenal. I still can say my Spanish alphabet like this just because of the way she taught us. So she would definitely be one of the people that I would have to thank you, Miss Henderson. In addition to that, I would also say my college advisor, Dr. Buckles. Growing up, I didn't really have too many men that were like influential around me and in my life. And that man is one of the men that I look up to as one of the men who was there to motivate me and encourage me to continue on and prosper in life.
Gotcha. So after college, what did you do? Did you continue to further your education or start working out there in the world?
Life after college, they didn't warn me about that one. And so believe it or not, with my Bachelor's of Science degree, getting out of college, I worked at Target in the electronics department for about 6 months. And then from there, I was a shift manager at Burger King.
Okay.
So, I was not expecting to be working at Burger King whenever I came out of college, but adulthood hit and I had bills to pay, so I had to make sure that they got paid.
Student loans, right?
Exactly. And then now I am currently working at the Home 2 Suites by Hilton Park Lafayette, where I am the front office supervisor. And literally this has been the best job that I've ever had, and I love working in this industry. Initially, my plans was to continue my education so that way I could become a doctor, a practicing physician. But going into this industry, it allowed me to see my strengths and what I'm capable of doing just by interacting and engaging with people, giving people an authentic experience coming here to Lafayette, Louisiana, being able to share with them the culture, being able to give them a positive experience, a nice smile, a friendly personality has always been like something that I appreciated, and I learned a lot from the Home 2 about myself. The Home 2, their motto is free to be you. And I can say I actually find myself working at the Home 2 Suites.
Great answer. Well, building on that, where do you see yourself in a few years, career-wise?
In a few years, I kind of sort of go back and forth because every time around this time, graduation season, I'm like, oh shoot, I should go back to school, I should go back to school, I should go back to school. And honestly, where I see myself in the future is working in the hospitality industry because I love it. I love being able to share an experience with people. I love whenever people come from all over the place, I can meet people from different places. I can meet people from out of the country. And not only that, let's be honest, in hospitality, I can go anywhere in the world that I would like.
That's very true.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very true. In general, what is your proudest achievement, or to date? What would you say would be your proudest achievement?
To date, my proudest achievement, my number one achievement would have been obtaining my college degree. And that's simply because I am the second male in my entire family to receive, well, I'm sorry, I'm the second individual in my entire family to receive a college degree. I'm the first male in my family to receive a college degree.
Congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So that for me has always been a big thing. It's been a big thing for my mom because she wasn't able to get a high school diploma. So having a son who went to college and got a degree, graduated high school was enough for her. But having someone that actually went forward and gotten a degree in higher education has been something I've been proud of.
I'm sure she's very proud.
She's very proud. In addition to that, another very, very proud moment for me would be finding my authentic self. I'm a strong advocate for self-love. So being able to share my experience with others in hopes of them finding themselves and not caring what others have to say about them and being able to organically be themselves is something that I am proud to share with the world.
Well, I'm glad you touched on that because I know that growing up myself, there were always bullies. There were always, you know, I went to various schools, Catholic schools in particular, and kids are mean. And it seems like there's still an issue with bullying today, and people, you know, kids suffering through that, especially through social media now, because there's a lot of things on social media that are cruel that people say. What advice do you have to young people that are watching this interview saying, you know what, he talks about self-love and self-care. How can someone do that?
Okay, my response to that would be, you are the author of your story. that is something that I'm currently working on. I'm in the drafting process of writing my own book, and it is going to be titled The Author of My Story, because I personally feel that we all are the authors of our story. No one can influence your story but you. You allow what happens. You are the power that you have is within your pen. You have the ability to write whatever script you want for your life, and you are the ultimate determination of the ending of your story. So don't allow anyone to alter your climax. Don't allow anyone to alter your story in any shape or form.
Wow, great answer. With such a great head on your shoulders, I have to ask, who would you say would be the most influential person in your life?
The most influential person in my life, honestly, would be my mother. And I say my mother because she's such a strong and powerful woman. There's been many a times whenever we wouldn't know where the next meal was coming from, but she always made sure we had clothes on our back. She always made sure we had a meal in our tummies. My mother is a woman who has been through a lot. And from watching her take care of her mother and taking care of her kids, and the love that she has for anyone that interacts with her has been something that I have been significantly admirable of.
Wow, great answer. Let's switch gears a little bit,
Yes,
and let's
ma'am.
talk about AOC. I know that you recently joined, so
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me how you first got involved and what brought you here to AOC.
So I first got involved with AOC, and I'm proud to be a member of AOC. I got involved with AOC because I was working on a Black History project. That project was titled I Am Unapologetically Black, and I was working with a videographer who actually does a lot of work over here for his productions as well. And he introduced me to it. He told me about, like, you can rent out materials, you can use their space, all you have to do is be a member, and it's only $60 a month, a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, $60 a year? Are you kidding me? That is awesome. I have been trying to get into videography and directing and everything behind the scenes. So having a place here that's local and accessible, that is willing to give you the tools that you need to do the things that you want to do is amazing. So I was like, I cannot pass up on that opportunity. This is perfect. Sign me up.
Love it. What would you consider to be a dream project of yours with AOC?
A dream project of mine would actually be having my own series.
Oh,
So
nice.
I have like a ton of different ideas of what I want to do. The hardest part for me is actually getting to the writing and figuring out everything that I would like to do. I know kind of sort of like what direction I want to go in. I feel like as a homosexual male, I do believe that there is an absence and a lack thereof of a presence of TV shows or anything that teaches the young generations or any adult that is ignorant to the idea of homosexuality, like what it is actually like to be in the life of a homosexual.
Right.
So I am working on some details with
Be a great
that
story.
storyline. Yes, ma'am.
Let's change gears again, and this is going to be a fun question. I have a
Okay.
few fun questions to
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
you.
I like
if
fun.
you won the lottery, and we're talking big bucks,
Oh,
like $100 million.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you do with the money?
First off, the first thing that I would do is buy my mother a house. And I would buy my mother a house because I have watched her literally like pay rent every month paying rent. I've watched her in relationships where she was a homeowner and the property was taken away from her and things of that nature. So I want to give my mother what she deserves. So that's the first thing I would do, is buy my mother a house. The second thing that I would do is actually start a business, a nonprofit organization, well, nonprofit business that I would say, which is more so like kind of sort of a talent development type of agency type of thing. So a place where people who are looking to be in the arts, whether it's acting, modeling, dancing, whatever the case may be, you'll have a platform where you can come and you can work on your craft. So people that want to lose weight, go to the gym. People that want to be artists, you'll have a place to go to.
Right.
So I have that kind of sort of correlation. It'll be like the Planet Fitness for artists.
I love that
So,
idea.
and I would like to have it free of charge because there's so much talent here in South Louisiana,
yes.
especially here in Lafayette. And I feel like we get passed on because whenever you think of Louisiana, everyone thinks of New Orleans. And it's so much bigger than just New Orleans. Here in Lafayette, we have so much talent, and it's clearly getting noticed here and there because there's been several people that have been from around this area that have been on American Idol.
Right.
There's people that have been on America's Next Top Model, and I want people to see that we are working on developing our talent here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
That's a great answer. You know, with school cuts, you know, arts, the programs with arts, and the funding is getting minuscule by the day because, you know, the state auditors look at the books and, okay, what can we cut from education, and the arts program is definitely one to go. So kudos to you for wanting to bring that back.
Yes, ma'am.
If you win the lottery.
Yes,
So-
ma'am. If I win the lottery, I'm going to pray on it. They say don't pray for money, but
Right.
I'm going to pray on it. I got to play it first,
Yes,
though.
exactly. Who are some of your favorite musicians or bands that you like to listen to?
Of course, I mean, everybody. No one cannot like Beyonce. So,
Right.
of course, Beyonce. I love her music. I love her as a person. I would also say that I love K. Michelle as well because I can relate to her more so, like, whenever it comes to love or the lack thereof, love in a intimate relationship. In addition to that, I love also Selena. I love her music as well. And then Taylor Swift. I have a really large variety of different type of music I listen to. It's just more so like if I like it, I like it type of situation. I'm not really picky. In fact, my older brother, he is the guy who always keeps me up on whenever new music is coming out and things of that nature. So.
Good.
Anywhere from gospel to rap, I listen to it.
What about television shows? What are
Television
some of your
shows,
favorite
I am a junkie for reality TV.
Nice.
So-
Like Big Brother?
Big Brother, oh my God, I can't. I would love to be on Big Brother. Like that is something me and my brother have dreamed of. We play Big Brother on Twitter. There's like a Twitter game. Like Big Brother is our show. Like our whole family comes in the living room for Big Brother and we watch Big Brother.
Yes.
So that is definitely a number one.
Okay.
Survivor is another show that we watch pretty often. Real World, that is another great show that we watch.
That's a classic. I
classic.
remember
You can't go
watching
wrong.
the first episode of that back in the 90s.
You can't go wrong. I also love watching Love and Hip Hop. In addition to that, I love watching Real Housewives, just about all of the franchises. So from Atlanta all the way to Beverly Hills. If they ever want me to hold a peach or a diamond, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. That's a great answer. I love it. I love your enthusiasm to even be their personal assistant or slave.
Yes, either one.
Yes.
I don't mind working behind the scenes either.
Are you currently reading anything, or what is your favorite book?
I'm currently not reading anything at the moment. In the past, I was a big reader, but I kind of sort of like whenever life got kind of sort of busier with studies, with college and everything, I kind of sort of put that on the back burner. But I'm lucky to have one of my guests who every time he comes to the hotel, he gives me a book. So that's like encouraging to me to actually get back into reading. And in fact, I think that's something I really do need to start, especially considering writing my own book.
Yes. So tell me more about your book. How did you come up with that idea to write a book? And was someone coming up to you to say, hey, I think you need to put your thoughts into writing? How did that happen? How did that develop?
Actually, it was just a thought that came to my head from an experience that I had. So in 2017, a couple of my college friends and I, we went to New York for the very first time. And, excuse me, I'm sorry. And I ended up, I'm a very androgynous type of person. I see no gender whenever it comes to fashion. So whenever we went out to New York, I was getting dressed and I was getting prepared, and I had on these Paplouza pants, and it was like a chiffon blouse that I had on. And as I got dressed, I heard a burst of laughter. And my friends, they're the type of people, they will literally joke about everything. They mean no harm whenever they joke. But like amongst us, we always joke and kind of sort of like tit for tat on each other. So whenever they laughed, that's when I realized that I kind of sort of wasn't comfortable in my skin, because what I ended up doing was I gave them the pen to my story and I allowed them to alter it by me going back and changing what I had on. So with me doing that, it kind of sort of put me in a funk, and I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe they would do this and this, that, for the third. And I knew that it wasn't like anything intentionally to hurt me, but in return, it did motivate me. It showed me that I had growing to do. I had growing to do within myself, as far as figuring out who I am and what it is that I love. And at the end of the day, ever since I've done that, I've started on a journey to where it's like, this is who you are. And once you start your like self-awareness journey of who you are, you start to realize certain things. You start to realize the characteristics of not only yourself, but the characteristics of the people around you. You start to realize that the people around you, like if they have different views than you or whatever the case may be, you don't necessarily like just push them on the back burner, but you start to notice like some differences within that once you start learning about yourself. So whenever I got back home from New York, I just started writing. And I put myself, my story, into the first chapter of my book. And ever since then, like after I wrote that first chapter, I sent it to my friends. They told me it was good. It was like, you didn't tell me you was putting me in a book because of my story and everything.
You didn't change the name to protect the innocent.
Well, I didn't even include any names, so it was just, they knew I was talking about them, right? They knew who they were. I didn't have to point them out. So I wrote the first chapter. Ever since then, I kind of sort of took a break on it because I got bombarded with work stuff, being promoted to front office supervisor and everything. So it took a little bit more time from me. But now I'm back into the writing phase of it and structuring my book to where that it's more so not just a book that you read, but a book that you engage with. I plan on having activities within the book that will allow you to speak of your story, allow you to find yourself, allow you to like any method that'll help you in finding yourself and starting your self-awareness journey.
That sounds awesome. What is the name of your book?
The Author of My Story is the name of my book.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
ma'am.
When do you anticipate it coming out, hitting bookstores?
I anticipate this book coming out hopefully by the end of the year or beginning of next year,
Well, we
2018.
look forward to reading it.
2019, I'm sorry. I look forward to putting it out there.
Yes.
Definitely.
I think it's going to be a great story.
Thank
and
you.
one that a lot of us
Thank
will
you.
enjoy reading. If you could spend one day in someone else's shoes, who would it be and why?
Oprah. I would love to spend a day in Oprah's shoes simply because, not only because she's rich, not only because she's rich, but because of the amount of like, I guess, funding that she gives back to people. Like, she supports people, she promotes people, she like just that like that mentality that she has. I would like to know what she's thinking in her head. What's her next move? So if I can have a day in Oprah's shoes, baby, everybody, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. You need a house, you get a house.
Love that answer. That's awesome. And you know, when you say Oprah, so many things, you know, positive traits come to mind. She's a very giving person, as you mentioned, and she does pay it forward. Have you ever paid it forward? Have you ever, you know, given back to a group or an individual?
Yes, ma'am. I have. During my college days, community service was something you could not graduate without. So giving back to my community has always been something I have been very, very influential in. I was, from 2009 to 2010, I was the Mr. MLK King for the pageant that is hosted here in Lafayette every year. And with that title, I was able to get into my community and actually be an advocate for nonviolence and hint of reducing violence in the community. In addition to that, I have paid it forward to organizations such as Red Cross. I've planned blood drives. So those type of things I have been doing, and I plan on continuing to do that for the rest of my life.
Wonderful. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
Oh my God. Where would I go? I'd go to Paris simply because, first off, I do model. Fashions there was phenomenal. So I would love to go to Paris and experience that, hopefully get recruited or scouted by one of those big modeling agencies or a big fashion designer that would love to have me as their brand, their face of their brand.
Gotcha.
So definitely going to Paris, Tokyo, Milan, any of those
Love
places.
It. Love it. If you could have dinner with someone living or deceased, who would it be and why?
I would say Martin Luther King Jr. And the reason why is because there's this quote that he said in one of his speeches, and it was intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education. And literally that has stuck with me ever since I've read it. And just knowing how much he has influenced and impacted this world, I'd like to know, like, are you proud of where we are now? Like, I would like to know that from him personally. Like, what is it that you want me to do? Like, what is it that I can do to make you proud? What is it that, like, you see they're lacking? Like, I would like to know information like that from him. So that's the reason why I would have a lunch with him.
I think that's a great guest to have for dinner. Do you have any fears or phobias?
Snakes. I don't like snakes. I don't like snakes at all. Do not bring them by me.
Okay.
For Festival International, there was like a guy, he had a snake, and then I turned around, there was another guy, I was like, oh no, I gotta go.
I'm moving to a different
I'm
part
going,
of the
no.
side of Lafayette.
Yes, oh no. I do not do snakes. So
Gotcha.
that is my biggest fear.
Is there anything about you that few people just, they know, but not many other people do know that you would like to share on camera?
Could you repeat that one more time for me?
Yes. Is there anything about you that you would like for other people to know that might be not a secret per se, but just very few people know about you that you'd like to share? But you seem like you're an open book.
I don't think there's really anything that I haven't shared that people don't know about me. I am an open book. Like, if you have anything you ever want to ask me, I answer those questions. Like, I've always been that type of person. I've always been open about who I am as a person. Well, as I thought I was before the whole New York incident,
Right.
you know, and before.
Right.
But I like to think that I am an open book. So I don't think there's really anything about me that people don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Wonderful. And you're very young, and hopefully you'll have a long and prosperous life.
I hope so.
How would you like to be remembered when that day comes?
I would love to be remembered as, number one, the top model of the world. And so for one, that, I would also like to be, on a more serious note, I'd like to be remembered as someone who was very giving, someone who was caring, someone who was a ray of sunshine, someone who basically embodies everything of a happy person. I just want to be remembered as being happy.
A great trait to have. And
Yes, ma'am.
Great qualities to live by. If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
Those 3 words would be fun, friendly, and encouraging. Those would be my 3 words that would describe myself. Fun, because I love to have fun. Like, I believe that if we are all just having fun, that there should never be any problems. Unfortunately, that is not the reality that we live in, because we all know that sometimes fun is destroyed with violence. So in addition to that, friendly, because I am a very friendly person. Working at the hotel has showed me how much of an impact I have made on other people. If you go on TripAdvisor and look at the reviews for the Home 2 Suites by Hilton Park Lafayette, you'll see my name in just about every review. And this is not fabricated at all. You'll see my name in just about every review, and that it shows like that I am a friendly person. I am a bubbly person. I am a warming, welcoming person, and encouraging, because I always encourage people to be the best that they can be. I always encourage people to go out and chase whatever dreams that it is that they're after. If there's something that you're working on and I can help you anyway, I always volunteer my time. I never have to, I don't look, if I'm helping someone, I don't ever look for anything in return if it's genuinely helping you. So at the end of the day, those would be the 3 words that would describe me.
Sounds like you're a great man. Nicholas, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here today.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
I appreciate you having me.